हेलो गाइस, आप लोग कैसे हैं। मैं अजीत प्रताप यादव आप लोगों के लिए नई वीडियो लेके आ गया। आज इस वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे कि क्लास 9 साइंस चैप्टर 2 इज मैटर एंड एक्सप्लोर। तो इस टॉप 100 क्वेश्चन में डिस्कस करूंगा इन इंग्लिश। मिक्सचर एंड प्योर सब्सटेंस। व्हाट इज मिक्सचर? A mixture contain more than one substance, element or compound mixed in any proportion without any chemical bonds. What is mixture? A mixture contain more than one substance, element or compound mixed in any proportion without any chemical bond. तो मिक्सचर क्या होता है? अगर हम दो या दो से अधिक एलिमेंट और कंपाउंड को आपस में मिक्स कर देते हैं तो दे फॉर्म में मिक्सचर, वो मिक्सचर बन जाता है। जैसे आपने हल्दीराम की भुजिया पढ़ा होगा आपने मिक्सचर, तो ये क्या है? एक मिक्सचर का एग्जांपल है। हल्दीराम डेली लाइफ से एग्जांपल देखें तो हल्दीराम की भुजिया इज परफेक्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ द मिक्सचर। डिफाइन प्योर सब्सटेंस। प्योर सब्सटेंस क्या होता है? व्हाट इज प्योर सब्सटेंस? अ प्योर सब्सटेंस कंसिस्ट ऑफ सिंगल टाइप्स ऑफ पार्टिकल, एलिमेंट्स आर कंपाउंड एंड हैज ए फिक्स्ड कंपोजिशन एंड डेफिनेट केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज। व्हाट इज pure substance? A pure substance consists of a single type of particle, element or compound and has a fixed composition and definite chemical properties. It's called pure substance. Give two example of pure substance. Gold element, pure water compound. Give two example of mixture. Salt water and air is a mixture. Question number 5. What is the key difference between a pure substance and mixture? A pure substance has fixed composition and property, while mixture has a variable composition and its component retain their individual properties. What is the key difference between a pure substance and a mixture? A pure substance has fixed composition and property, while a mixture has a variable composition and its component retain their individual property. Question number 6. Classify the following as a pure substance or mixture. Sugar, coal, blood, ice. Sugar, pure. Coal, mixture. Blood, mixture. Ice, pure. तो शुगर क्या है? प्योर सब्सटेंस है। कोल मिक्सचर है। ब्लड क्या मिक्सचर है? आइस है। क्या आइस इज द प्योर सब्सटेंस? क्वेश्चन नंबर 7. व्हाई इज सॉल्यूशन कंसीडर्ड अ मिक्सचर? बिकॉज इट्स कंपोजिशन यूनिफॉर्म but variable and its component can be separated by physical method. Why a solution considered a mixture? Because its composition is uniform but variable and its component can be separated by physical method. Question number 8. Is a compound is a pure substance? Justify your answer. Yes, a compound is pure substance because it is made up of only one kind of molecule, which is formed by the chemical combination of two or more elements in a fixed proportion by mass. Question number 8. Is a compound a pure substance? Justify your answer. Answer is yes. A compound is pure substance because it is made up of only one kind of molecule, which is formed by the chemical composition of two or more elements in a fixed proportion. नाउ पार्ट्स 2 पे हम टाइप्स ऑफ मिक्सचर एंड होमोजेनियस एंड हेटेरोजेनियस मिक्सचर पे आ गए हैं। व्हाट इज होमोजेनियस मिक्सचर? व्हाट इज अ होमोजेनियस मिक्सचर? अ मिक्सचर विच हैज यूनिफॉर्म कंपोजिशन थ्रू आउट एंड द कंपोनेंट आर नॉट विजुअली डिस्टिंग्विशेबल। एग्जांपल सॉल्ट सॉल्यूशन। होमोजेनियस मिक्सचर क्या है? A mixture which has a uniform composition throughout and the components are not visually distinguishable. Example salt water. Question number 10. What is heterogeneous mixture? A mixture which does not have uniform composition and the component can be visually distinguished. Example mixture of sand and iron filling. Question number 11. Classify the following as a homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous soda water, soil water. Answer. Question. Classify the following as homogeneous or heterogeneous. Soda water, soil water, wood, vinegar. Soda water homogeneous, soil heterogeneous, wood heterogeneous, vinegar homogeneous. What is another name of homogeneous mixture? Solution. Question number 13. Is air is a homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture? Air is a homogeneous mixture of gases. Question number 14. Give an example of heterogeneous mixture of a solid and liquid, sand and in water. Give an example of heterogeneous mixture of a solid and liquid, sand in water. Is air is homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture? Air is a homogeneous mixture of gases. Question number 14. Give an example of heterogeneous mixture of solid and liquid. Sand in water. Why is milk considered a heterogeneous mixture? Although it appears uniform under a microscope, milk is seen to contain any tiny suspended globules of fats and protein, making it heterogeneous mixture specifically. H. coli. Solution. Define a solution. A solution is homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Define a solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Define solution. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Define a solution. A solution is homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called solution. Homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called solution. Question number 17. What are the two main components of solution? Solute and solvent. What are the two main components of solution? Solute and solvent. Define verb solute. The substance that is dissolved in the solvent is called solute. Example sugar in sugar solution. Is example of sugar is a solute. Question number 18. Define solute. The substance that is dissolved in solvent is called solute. Example sugar in sugar solution. Question number 19. Define a solvent. The substance in which solute dissolve is called solvent. The substance in which the solute dissolve is called solvent. Example water in sugar solution. Question number 20. Give an example of gas in gas solution. Oxygen, carbon dioxide dissolve in nitrogen. Air, oxygen, carbon dioxide dissolve in nitrogen. Give an example of gas in liquid solution. Carbon dioxide dissolve in water. Soda water. Question number 20. Give an example of solid in solid solution. Alloy like brass, zinc dissolve in copper. Alloy like brass, zinc dissolve in copper. What is an alloy? An alloy is homogeneous mixture of two or more metal or metal and non-metal. Example steel, iron and carbon. What is an alloy? An alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metal or a metal and non-metal. Example steel, iron and carbon. Question number 23. What is an alloy? An alloy is a homogeneous mixture of two or more metal or metal and non-metal. Example steel and carbon. Question number 24. Why are alloy considered mixture and not compound? Question number 20. Why are alloys considered mixture or not compound? Answer. Because the metal in an alloy are mixed physically, not chemically, combined and their composition can vary. Why are alloy considered a mixture and not compound? Because the metal in the alloy are mixed physically, not chemically, combined and their composition can vary. Question number 25. What is the concentration of solution? The amount of solute present in a given amount of mass or volume of solution or solvent is called concentration. What is the concentration of solution? The amount of solute present in a given amount of mass or volume of solution or solvent is called concentration. Question number 26. Define saturated solution. A solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature is called saturated solution. Now, question number 26. Define a saturated solution. A solution in which no more solute can dissolve at a given temperature is called saturated solution. Define unsaturated solution. A solution in which more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature is called unsaturated solution. Define an unsaturated solution. A solution in which more solute can be dissolved at a given temperature is called unsaturated solution. Question number 28. What is solubility? The maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in 100 gram of solvent at a given temperature to form a saturated solution. Question number 28. What is Solubility, the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in 100 gram of solvent at a given temperature to form a saturated solution. Question number 29. How does temperature generally affect the solubility of a solid in liquid? The solubility of solid in liquid generally increase with increase in temperature. Question number 30. What is supersaturated solution? An unstable solution that contains more dissolved solute than a saturated solution at that temperature is called supersaturated solution. What is a supersaturated solution? An unstable solution that contains more dissolved solute than an saturated solution at that temperature. Suspension and colloids. क्वेश्चन नंबर 31. हम क्या सस्पेंशन और कोलाइड को डिस्कस करेंगे. व्हाट इज सस्पेंशन? A suspension is heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles are large enough to settle down when left undisturbed. It's called suspension. Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles are large enough to settle down when left undisturbed. Question number 30. Give two examples of suspension. Muddy water, sand in water. Question number 33. What is the size of particle in suspension? Greater than 100 nanometers. Question number 34. What is colloid? A colloid is a mixture where the substance is dispersed uniformly throughout another substance and the particle size is between 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. It appears homogeneous but it actually heterogeneous. Question number 34. What are the components of colloid? Disperse phase, solid solute-like particle, and dispersion medium, solvent-like medium. What is the component of colloid? Disperse phase and dispersion mediums. Disperse phase means solute-like particle and dispersion medium, solvent-like medium. Give two example of colloid. Milk, fog, blood, shaving cream are the example of colloids. Give two example of colloid. Milk, fog, blood, shaving cream are the example of colloid. Why? What is the Tyndall effect? Question number 37. What is the Tyndall effect? The scattering of a beam of light by colloidal particle in transparent medium is called Tyndall effect. What is the Tyndall effect? The scattering of beam of light by the colloidal particle in transparent medium. What is the Tyndall effect? The scattering of a beam of light by the colloidal particle in a transparent medium is called Tyndall effect. Question number 13. What type of mixture exhibits the Tyndall effect? Solution, colloid or suspension. Colloid and sometimes suspension exhibit the Tyndall effect. Which type of mixture exhibits the Tyndall effect? Solution, colloid or suspension. Colloids and sometimes suspension exhibit the Tyndall effect. Question number 39. Why do solution not show the Tyndall effect? Because the particles of solution are too small to scatter the light. Question number 40. How can you distinguish between a solution and colloid? By using the Tyndall effect. A colloid will show the Tyndall effect while solution will not. Question number 41. What is Brownian motion? Answer is random zigzag motion of colloidal particle in the dispersion medium. What is Brownian motion? The random zigzag motion of a colloidal particle in dispersion medium. Question number 42. What is the process of separating colloidal particles by passing them through a semi-permeable membrane is called dialysis. Question number 40. What is the process of separating colloidal particles by passing through a semi-membrane is called dialysis. Separation of mixture. अगले टॉपिक पे separation of mixture. Question number 43. Name the technique used to separate two miscible liquid by using a separating funnel. Question number 43. Name the technique used to separate two immiscible liquids by using separating funnel. Question number 44. Which separation technique is used to separate cream from milk? Centrifugation. Question number 44. Which separation technique is used to separate cream from milk? Centrifugation. Question number 45. What is the principle behind centrifugation? Denser particles are forced to bottom and the lighter particles stay at the top when spooned rapidly. Question number 40 is name the process used to separate a mixture of salt and ammonium chloride, sublimation. Question number 47, which technique is used to separate pigment from natural color, chromatography. Question number 48, how can you separate a mixture of salt and sand? Answer is that add water to dissolve the salt, filter to separate sand as residue, evaporate the filter to get salts back. Question number 49, what is evaporation used for? Answer is to separate the volatile component solute from a non-volatile solvent like salt from the seawater. What is evaporation used for? To separate the volatile component solute from a non-volatile solvent like salt from seawater. Question number 50. What is the principle of separating a mixture using a separating funnel? Immiscible liquid separates into layers based on their difference in densities. Question number 51. How will you separate a mixture of oil and water? Answer by using separating funnel. Question number 52. Name the process used to separate different gases from air. Fractional distillation. Answer is fractional distillation. Question number 53. Which method is used to purify water using chlorine tablet? This is the chemical method, chlorination, not as physical separation techniques. Which method is used to purify water using chlorine tablet? This is chemical method, chlorination, not a physical separation technique. Question number 54. What is distillation? The process of heating a liquid to form vapor and then the cooling the vapor to get back the liquid. It is used to separate component of mixture containing a volatile liquid and other non-volatile components. Question number 55. What is fractional distillation? It is used to separate mixture of two or more miscible liquid with difference in their boiling point of less than 25 Kelvin. It is used to separate a mixture of two or more miscible liquid at difference in their boiling point less than 25 Kelvin. So number 56. Give an example where fractional distillation is used. Answer is that separation of different components like petrol, diesel, kerosene from petroleum. Fractional distillation is used to separate basically petroleum products. Give an example where fractional distillation is used. Separation of different components like petrol, diesel, kerosene from petroleum. Question number 57. How can we separate a mixture of two solids with different solubility in a solvent? By using the process of crystallization. How can we separate a mixture of two solids with different solubility in a solvent? By using the process of crystallization. Question number 58. What is the crystallization? A process that separates a pure solid in the form of its crystal from a solution. What is crystallization? A process that separates a pure solid in the form of its crystal from a solution. Question number 59. Why is crystallization better than evaporation? Answer is that crystallization gives pure solid without decomposing them, whereas evaporation may leave behind impurity and can cause the solid to decompose. Question number 60. What is the principle of chromatography? Different components of mixture are separated based on their different solubility in the same solvent, which cause them to move at different speed on a stationary medium. Question number 60. What is the principle of chromatography? Answer is that different components of mixture are separated based on their different solubility in the same solvent, which cause them to move at different speed on a stationary medium. Question number 61. Now I will discuss element, compound and metal, non-metal. What is an element? A substance which cannot be split into simpler substance by chemical means. It is made of only one kind of atom. A substance which cannot be split into simpler substance by chemical means. It is made up of only one kind of atoms. It's called elements. What is compound? A substance formed when two or more elements combined chemically in a fixed proportion by mass is called compound. A substance. What is compound? A substance formed when two or more elements combined chemically in a fixed proportion by mass is called compound. Question number 63. Give two examples. Give 2 points of difference between a mixture and compound. Answer is that mixture composition is variable, compound composition is fixed. Mixture formed by physical change, compound is formed by chemical change. Third point, component can be separated by physical method, component can be separated only by chemical methods. Question number 64, is water an element or compound? Why? Water is compound because it is made of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, chemically combined in a fixed ratio of 1:8 by mass. Question number 64, is water an element or compound? Why? Water is a compound because it is made up of two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, chemically combined in fixed ratio of 1:8 by mass. Question number 65, give an example of diatomic element. Question number 65, give an example of diatomic element. Oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen is the diatomic element. Question number 65, give an example of diatomic element. Oxygen, O2, nitrogen, N2, nitrogen, H2 are the diatomic element. Question number 66, what are the two main type of element, metal and non-metals? Two main type of element are metal and non-metal. Question number 67, list three property of metal. They are lustrous, shiny surface, malleable, ductile, and good conductor of heat and electricity. List three property of metal. They are lustrous, shiny, malleable, ductile, and good conductor of heat and electricity. Question number 68. List three property of non-metal. Answer: they are generally dull, brittle, and poor conductor of heat and electricity, except graphite. Question number 68. List three properties of non-metal. Answer: they are generally dull, brittle, and poor conductor of heat and electricity, except graphite. Question number 69. What are the metalloids? Element that show some property of metals and some of non-metal. Example: silicon, germanium. Question number 69. What are the metalloids? Question number 69. What are the metalloids? Answer is element that show some properties of metals and some of non-metal. Example: silicon and germanium. Question number 70. Why is sodium metal stored in corrosion? Because sodium is highly reactive metal and reacts vigorously with oxygen and water present in the air. Physical and chemical changes. What is a physical change? A change in which no new substance is formed and the change is usually reversible. Example: melting of ice. Question number 71. What is the physical change? Answer is that a change in which no new substance is formed and the change is usually reversible. Example: melting of ice. Question number 17. What is the chemical change? Answer is that a change in which one or more new substance with different property or form. It is usually reversible. Example: burning of papers. Question number 72. What is the chemical change? A change in which one or more new substance with different property or form. It is usually irreversible. Example: burning of paper. Question number 73. Classify the following as a physical or chemical change. Rusting of iron, dissolving of sugar in water, cooking of food. Question number 73. Classify the following as a physical or chemical change. Rusting of iron, dissolving sugar in water, cooking of food. Answer is rusting of iron, chemical; dissolving of sugar in water, physical; cooking of food, chemical. Question number 74. Is the formation of compound a physical or chemical change? Answer: a chemical change. Question number 75. Is the preparation of mixture a physical or chemical change? A physical change. Application and HOT, higher order thinking skill question. Question number 2. Brass is a mixture of copper and zinc. Is it a compound or mixture? Justify. Brass is mixture, a solid solution. Because copper and zinc are mixed physically, their composition can vary and they retain their individual properties. Question number 76. Brass is a mixture of a copper and zinc. Is it is a compound or mixture? Justify. Brass is mixture, a solid solution. Because copper and zinc are mixed physically, their composition can vary and they retain their individual properties. Question number 77. Why is the tincture of iodine considered as a solution? What is the solute and solvent in it? A homogeneous mixture. Solutes, iodine, solvent, alcohol. Why is tincture of iodine considered a solution? What is the solute and the solvent in it? It is a homogeneous mixture, solutes, iodine, and solvent, alcohol. Question number 78. A student. Question number 17. A student is given a mixture of iron filling and sulfur. How can he separate them? By using magnet. Iron filling are magnetic and will be attracted toward the magnet, while sulfur is not. Question number 79. The same student heat the mixture of iron and sulfur. A new black solid is formed. Can it be separated by magnet? Why? Answer no, because heating causes a chemical reaction forming iron sulfide, which is a compound and does not have a magnetic property of iron. Question number 18. Why is air considered a mixture and not a compound? Because the composition of air is variable, especially water vapor and carbon dioxide. Is components retain their property and no chemical reaction occur between the gases and in air under normal condition. Question number 80. Why is air considered a mixture and not a compound? Because the compound of air is variable, especially water vapor and carbon dioxide. Its components retain their property and no chemical reaction occur between the gases in air under normal condition. Question number 18. Fog is collide. What is the disperse phase and dispersion medium? Disperse phase liquid water droplet, dispersion medium air. Fog is collide. What is disperse phase and dispersion medium? Disperse phase liquid water droplet, dispersion medium air. Question number 18. Smoke is collide. What is disperse phase and dispersion medium? Disperse phase solid particles shoot ash, dispersion medium air. Smoke is collide. What is disperse phase and disperse phase solid particles shoot ash, dispersion medium air. Question number 8. How will you prove that seawater in a mixture and not as pure substance? By showing that the composition is not fixed. We can separate its components salt and water by simple physical matter like evaporation, which is not possible for pure substance. Question number 83. How will you prove that seawater is a mixture and not a pure substance? Answer is by showing that its composition is not a fix. We can separate its components salt and water by simple physical method like evaporation, which is not possible for a pure substance. Question number 84. Why do we see the path of sunlight in a forest or a dusty room? Due to the Tyndall effect, the tiny dust particle in air scattered the beam of sunlight and making it visible. Question number 84. Why do we see the path of sunlight in a forest or a dusty room? Due to the Tyndall effect, the tiny dust particle in air scatter the beam of sunlight, making it visible. Question number 85. What is the difference between distillation and fractional distillation? Answer: distillation is used to separate a volatile liquid from a non-volatile solid or to separate two liquids with a significant boiling point difference more than 25 Kelvin. Fractional distillation is used to separate two or more miscible liquid with close boiling point more less than 25 K using the fractionating columns. Question number 86. Why is water a compound and not an element? Because water can be broken down into simpler substances, hydrogen and oxygen, by electrolysis. An element cannot be broken down into simpler substance. Why is water a compound and not an element? Because water can be broken down into simpler substance, hydrogen and oxygen, by electrolysis. An element cannot be broken down into simpler substance. Question number 87. Name a non-metal which is a good conductor of electricity. Graphite, a form of carbon. Question number 88. Name the metal which is liquid at room temperature. Its answer is mercury. Question number 89. Name the non-metal which is liquid at room temperature. Answer is bromine. Question number 90. Why is an alloy like brass used instead of pure copper? Brass is a harder, stronger, and more resistant to corrosion than pure copper. Question number 90. Why is an alloy like brass is used instead of pure copper? Brass is harder, stronger, and more resistant to corrosion than pure copper. Question number 19. What is the purpose of adding chlorine to water during water purification? Answer is the to kill harmful bacteria and germs. Disinfection. Question number 92. How can you obtain different gases from the air? Name the process. Answer is that by cooling and compressing air to a liquid state and then warming it up slowly. Different gases boil off at different temperature. This process is called fractional distillation. Question number 92. How can you obtain different gases from the air? Name the process. By cooling and compressing air to a liquid state and then warming it up slowly. Different gases boil off at different temperature. This process is called fractional distillation. Question number 90. A solution has been prepared by dissolving 5 gram of urea in 90 prime gram water. What is the mass percentage of solute? The mass of solution equal to 5 gram mass of solute equal to 5 gram plus 95 equal to total mass of solution is 100 gram. Mass percent equal mass formula is a mass of solute upon mass of solution multiplied by 100. So 5 upon 100 multiplied by 100 तो equal to 5% आ जाएगा. 94. A 500 gram sample of saturated salt solution contain 150 gram of salt. What is the solubility of salt? Mass of solvent equal to 500 gram minus 150 is equal to 350 gram. In 350 gram of water, amount of salt dissolved is 150 gram. Therefore, in 100 gram of water, amount of salt dissolved equal to 153 42.86 gram. The solubility is 42.86 gram per 100 gram of water. Question number 95. Why does the solubility of a gas in liquid decrease with increase in temperature? Because on heating the dissolved gas gain kinetic energy and escape from the liquid more easily. Question number 95. Why does the solubility of a gas in liquid decrease with increase in temperature? Question number 95. Why does the solubility of a gas in liquid decrease with increase in temperature? Because on heating the dissolved gases gain kinetic energy and escapes from the liquid more easily. Question number 96. Why do we feel cool when we pour acetone or petrol on our palm? Because these are volatile liquids. They evaporate quickly by taking the latent heat of vaporization from our palm, making it feel cool. Question number 96. Why do we feel cool when we pour acetone or petrol on our palm? Because of these are volatile liquid. They evaporate quickly and by taking the latent heat of vaporization from palm, making it feel cool. How can you separate a mixture of common salt and camphor? By the process of sublimation. Camphor is a sublime substance, whereas common salt is not. How can you separate a mixture of common salt and camphor? By the process of sublimation. Camphor is sublime substance, whereas common salt is not. What is the chemical form name of the table salt? Chemical form name of the table salt is sodium chloride. What is the chemical name of dry ice? Why is it called so? Answer: solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice because it sublimes directly from solid to gas without changing into liquid. Question number: why is it necessary to separate different components of mixture? Give two examples. Answer: to remove unwanted or harmful component, to obtain a useful pure component, to recover both components for use. Why is necessary? Question number 9. Why it is necessary to separate different component of mixture? Give two reason. Answer: to remove unwanted harmful component, to obtain useful pure component, to recover both component for use. So guys, this list covered the entire chapter of comprehensively and will be extremely helpful for your revision and exam preparation. तो गाइस, ये वीडियो आपको अच्छी लगी तो प्लीज़ लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें। जय हिंद, जय भारत।